Hey guys, I wanted to talk to you about iBuyers. What is an iBuyer? Obviously, as you can see, any iBuyers is anybody that can buy your home, really fast. Basically, open door, purple bricks, offer pad, any wholesalers, anybody that can give you a fast closing. It's kind of like when you go pawn something because you need money right now, you are willing to accept half of the price or a little bit more than half of the price. So that's what ends up happening. I got a lot of my information. I actually got it from my title company. This is where I got the idea to make this video because we can, as realtors, we can always argue against what they say. If you go to Open Doors website, you can actually see how they compare themselves versus a realtor and how they show that they don't charge commission and all of this and that. But anyways, I was just navigating through Open Door, and what I wanted to show you is the reality. So they make it seem really, really easy, but what you are paying for, what you end up paying for in the long run, is the cost of convenience. The cost of convenience is always going to be a lot more expensive than putting your home in the market. If you price it right, it should sell within 14 to whatever the average days on the market is. So always price it right? If you try to price your house $50,000 more than what it's worth, then you're shooting yourself in the foot because it's going to stay on the market longer. So in the long run, you're going to end up discounting that price. So basically, I got my handy paper right here. Let's just pretend that your house is worth $250,000. Right, so we're gonna start with 250 right here, and you're gonna start with 250 right here. So let's just say that, and I'm gonna add to the iBuyer the wholesaler. What they do, they contact you and they tell you, okay, we're gonna have a 7-day close, we're gonna have a 14-day close. We're fast, we're convenient. We're gonna give you $5,000. We're gonna give you $5,000 for moving expenses. Okay, so I'm gonna put that right here below the net moving expenses. So they will promise you some sort of cash so that it is easier for you to get the hell out of the house. They're offering you a lot of money. That is freaking awesome, right? I would take it. It seems very convenient. But let's just say your mortgage payoff, let's just say that your house is worth $250,000, but you still have to pay off the mortgage, and your mortgage is $115,000. That's what you have to pay off, right? And it's gonna be the same on both sides, $115,000. Commission, realtors, brokers, most of us, we charge 6%. 3% goes to me as a listing agent, and 3% goes to the buyer's agent. Commission is always negotiable with most of us depending on our broker. In my case, I'm with Realty Executives. I need to ask for permission to reduce my commission. Standard is 6%. Okay, so what we want, our goal is to help you sell the house for top dollar, right? So our commission, let's just say that at a 6%, it would be $15,000 for a $250,000 home. For an open door, purple bricks, offer pad, wholesaler, whatever you want, there is no commission, okay? You all know that wholesalers can buy this house at a discount. Usually, let's just say that they offer $230,000, right? You accept that because they're giving you $5,000. So in your mind, you're getting $235,000. So let's just say that you pay a $0 commission right here, okay? But Open Door, Purple Bricks, OfferPad, and other websites that are iBuyers, they say that they don't charge a commission, but they do charge a service fee. I was looking at Open Door's website right now, and according to them, they charge a 6.4 average, right? So throughout the life of the year, they charge between 6.4 and 14% of a service charge. And you can go right now to Open Door and read that right below where they're comparing to the realtor. I'm going to try to get a screenshot of that so that I can attach it to the video so that you can see what I'm talking about. So basically, they charge between 6 and 14%, right? So let's just say that they, on a random transaction decide to do a 7% service charge. that service charge is going to be for $16,000. Whoops, I forgot a zero. Okay, and repairs. So when you're working with a realtor, all repairs are negotiable. If the buyer is asking for BS items, we can always say no. And a lot of times the repairs on an iBuyer, they are non-negotiable, right? So when you're working with a realtor, the contract is usually a 10-page here in Arizona, right? We're talking about Arizona law. So the contract is usually a 10-page document, or if there's any other addendums attached, but we always explain those to you. On all of these websites, they're gonna have different types of purchase agreements, and they're gonna be different lengths. So if you don't have somebody that's explaining all of this to you, you're not gonna realize that the repairs are non-negotiable until maybe a realtor is actually representing you and Open Door is a seller. You guys got to realize that when Open Door is trying to buy your house, it is in their best interest. They are representing themselves. They're not representing you. Okay? A realtor will represent you as a seller. So negotiable repairs, let's just say that somebody asks for $8,000 in repairs, and you say, no, I'm not going to give you $8,000 worth of repairs, but I'll give you $2,500, right? So negotiable repairs, $2,500. Non-negotiable repairs, based on their contract, is going to be $8,000, right? Because they got to fix that, and they got to fix this, and then the roof, and all this other stuff. And it's got to be a licensed contractor, right? That can be negotiated on realtors repairs. Holding costs are basically, you know, you're still paying taxes, you're still paying HOA, you're paying other fees, probably utilities. Those are your holding costs. So let's just say that for that month, your utilities and HOA fees and everything added up to $850, right? Because your home is still listed, you still want to sell it for top dollar. So obviously you keep your utilities on and you pay your HOA and all that stuff. So the convenience with an iBuyer is that you can get rid of those holding costs very fast. 7 to 14 days, 1 day, I don't know how long it's taking for them to close. Or you can tell them, hey, yeah, you know what? I'll sell you my house, but I'll move out in 2 months. Cool. Right? So let's just say that their holding cost, if you decide to sell in 7 days or really fast, let's just say that their holding cost may be $300. And the Alta policy, this is the seller's responsibility most of the time. I don't know if they actually roll this into their contract and just tell you that they're going to pay for it, but most of the time it's the seller's responsibility. So what you're going to end up paying is $1,300 approximately, right? It varies by price point, and it varies by square footage. So after all is said and done, the net that you have in this property is $130,350, and your net right here is $96,500. And when you add the moving expenses, you're actually netting $101,500. So what is the difference between $130,350? It is $28,850 is what you are paying for convenience. So you're paying $28,850 to sell fast. What can you do with this? I'm pretty sure that I would be able to apply this to my student loan. You can pay a car off. You can pay credit cards off. You can pay your highest interest yielding loans. What else, Angela? What else do you think you can pay off with this? What would you pay off? I know I pay off my student loans.
A car.
You can pay off a separate mortgage, a car, definitely. Or this, I mean, you don't even have to. A what?
Home equity line of credit.
Yeah, you can pay off a home equity line of credit. There's a lot of things that you can pay off. But let's just say that you don't have debt, like you're the perfect person. You never borrow on anything. You never borrow for cars. Basically, this could be a down payment for another house. It can be a trip. I don't know, a worldwide trip. It can be for a lot of things. So I'm just trying to say, in realtors' defense, yes, it is very convenient to go with one of these companies, but you are paying for that convenience. It's not that easy. I know a lot of people get very desperate and they do it, but just watch out for the contracts. If you're actually that desperate that you're willing to take a $28,000 cut, make sure that you read the contract and make sure that you are able to negotiate repairs and say no to them as they're buying it for you, and make sure that they try to stick around to a 6% similar to the commission, because come on guys, let's face it, commission and service fee is almost the same thing. I mean, I've seen realtors that have tried to charge a 7%. I know that some of them reduce their commission. I mean, everybody's going to do whatever it takes to keep the listing, but you got to give us an opportunity before you decide to sell. If you have any questions, Adriana with the Meridian Group. Angela's my partner right there. She's doing 100 open houses in 100 days, which is really brave because I hate 100. I don't hate open houses. It's just a process of putting signs out there and all this other stuff. Otherwise, I'm at the open house reading or kicking it or talking to the neighbors. But it's the process of setting up the open house that to me is a pain in the butt. So I don't think I would do it in 100 days, but the advantage of working with a team is that you have a bunch of us working for you. So let's just say that I can't hold an open house. Angela will hold it for me.
Yes. Heck yeah.
And let me just read through my notes, make sure that I didn't miss anything. But if you have any questions and or concerns, give us a call, guys. Adriana with the Meridian Group. Hasta la vista, baby.
You're so cool.
I'm gonna leave that in the video.